Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Kingston here, dropping another video back to back for y'all. Got a few more. Like I stated, Elgato was acting crazy, so I'm recording a lot of the videos on my PS4, and then eventually copying them back into Elgato once the videos are done. Once I look through them, whatever the case may be. But look at these settings. This is how I defend some superstars, not gonna say all. Like I said, I tailor the game based on how players play, looking at their settings or their VIP thing or whatever the case may be before the game start. I can see how players actually play, and then I tend to play them based off of that. So in this game, I think James Harden, I think it was a lot of ice, so I'm not too sure. But anyway, I want the ball out of James Harden's hand, deny, trap instantly. So as soon as he grabs the ball, we on him. This game, the first half, we're going to end up, I think we're only going to be up by like 6 points, but that's going to be the issue right there. Missing a lot of open jump shots. As I said, the inconsistency is like one of the biggest issues I have in this game. We actually ended up going into double overtime. I was winning by, I think, 15 points going into the fourth quarter. Dude came back eventually, tied the game up. We went into overtime. I think he missed it to go to double overtime. Then I missed it. No, then we went to second overtime. He was winning by like 5, and I eventually went up. I might post that game eventually, but I mean, it's not much value. At that point, it was just neither one of us could stop each other. My shots wasn't dropping. His shots wasn't dropping. So once I realized he was mostly going to the rack, I just eventually just started playing the zone, I believe, but playing man-to-man on the zone or whatever, or just trapping. I don't really remember, but I'm going to get the video. I'll probably end up posting it. But as you can see, trapping James Harden, getting the ball out of his hand, forcing other people to score. He was only really hitting shots with Trevor Ariza besides James Harden. James Harden, he wasn't shooting at all. It was mostly to the rack. So we eventually went to the 2-3 zone, forced him to shoot with other people besides Trevor Ariza and James Harden, and we beat him going at the end of the second quarter. So I might post that video for y'all later, maybe tomorrow, sometime later on this week. But like I said, no true value, just really gameplay. But as I stated before, defense is my offense. In this game, I play with the Suns. Haven't played with them online yet. It's my first time. I just know the team. Like I said, every week I usually choose different teams. As you can see, he was playing off ball, catch the cutter, going back door. That's something you got to look for. A lot of off ball movements. That's why when you do the offensive strategy, you always put 4-1 and you put motion cuts. This way, people will move off ball without you telling them to. They'll move into a place that's more open and try and get open shots. That's what the motion cuts is. So I leave it on motion cuts unless I have him playing man on man and I have a great on ball, like an ISO type player, like a James Harden. Then I'll go 4-1 and space the floor, so that way if they go to double, then you just hit the corners for the 3-point shot. Again, James Harden, I made his life miserable. I think he ended up going off in the fourth quarter. That's who forced overtime, and then, like I said, we eventually won double OT. Again, it's Kingston from Kingston Media, dropping a quick video for y'all. If you have any questions, leave comments. Definitely subscribe and share this video if you need to. But other than that, I already know. Hit me up if anything.
To start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Now here's Bledsoe. The dish now to Tucker. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. And for Coach Hornacek, Greg, you learned from one of the toughest coaches as a player. You know, several trips to the finals. And you know this guy well, Clark. Jerry Sloan was the guy that molded Jeff Hornacek.
One of the outstanding coaches in the history of the NBA, Jerry Sloan. Although Hornacek saw all that success in Utah, this is a homecoming job for him because he started his career in Phoenix.
Houston making a switch here. Cabela's checked in.
PJ Tucker.
And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times it really felt like a one-man show. Harden carried them so much for so long. You just have to wonder if it wore him out.
Here's Harden. Off target from the wing.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Tight for three. Rebounded by Capella. And if carrying the team during the regular season wore Harden down, Greg, you were talking about, it didn't show that much in the playoffs. Harden was phenomenal most, if not Clark, all of the postseason.
I would agree with you, but there also were some other guys for Houston that did step up in the postseason. Howard looked as good as he did before all of his injuries, as a case in point.
Back to Chandler. Bledsoe dishes to Chandler. Out to Morris. Just 5 to shoot. Knight passes to Morris. No good with the triple.
Well, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Phoenix foul call.
Harden.
Eric Bledsoe.
And the foul on Eric Bledsoe.
Personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Substitution for the Rockets.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
And the Rockets making a change here. Brewers checked in. And first time out of the game. Lyons checked in for Tyson Chandler. Here's Ariza. Here's Jones. Tries again. And that's 2 points on the layup. Jones has got his first points of the game.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I have talked about that. And Clark, you know, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, you know, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Jones sets the pick for Ariza. Howard kicks to Harden. Harden draws the double. It's deflected. And he banks in the layup.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Knight kicks to Len. Tucker dishes to Len. From downtown. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. The Suns on top. They lead. First game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
They've been a well-oiled machine offensively thus far.
They've kept the ball moving, Greg, and their opponents chasing after it. That's how they've piled up all the points.
Rockets foul call.
And Phoenix looking at what they've got on the floor.
That's his first
Keith Morris and Alex Hunter the big. Look around third Bledsoe. And it's Tucker in at the 3 spot. The Suns shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Dwight Howard's checked in for Capella. Ariza comes in for KJ McDaniels. James Harden, he's checked in for Marcus Thornton. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Now Bledsoe. James Harden missing on the 3. They double team Bledsoe. In the corner, it's Morris. No good on the 3. Rockets trail. It's Harden with the drive. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Jones with the assist.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play.
I think some urgency from him there.
Man, I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Howard against Morris. Harden draws the double. Back to Howard. Rebound by the Suns. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Start of the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Timeout call for the Rockets. As the teams headed to this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And the Suns making a change here. Chandler's checked in.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving 2. Brought back 1 as well.
Pass to Harden. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Harden's got it all tied up now for the Rockets. Morris with a screen on Lawson. And Tucker has it in the corner. And it's off from three-point range.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment. And they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
It's 2-on-1. And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That's his first foul.
That's
A bit over-eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time.
Brewer is checked in for Trevor Ariza. The Rockets shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home crowd at times could just really will them to victory.
As it did help in the series against the Clippers last year in the playoffs. Bledsoe for three. That's good. Bledsoe's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
The shot, no good. And the Rockets take it the other way.
And, you know, for Houston's wins at home, a lot of it had to do with their three-point shooting. I mean, they shot an average of 35% from behind the arc at home. They kept their opponents to under 30% on the year in Houston.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
For three.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range. And guys, this is what makes Houston so good and why they've been so good for so long. In the last 31 seasons, they've only had 2 losing seasons. Only team in the league to do that.
That's his first.
The Suns have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
Devin Booker. 2 shots.
Free throw, good Booker.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Capella's checked in, and it's McDaniels in for James Harden. And for the Suns, Lure comes in for Morris, and it's T.J. Warren in for P.J. Tucker. Brewer passes to Beverly. 4 on the shot clock. Jones from outside.
That's a 20.
And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Phoenix leading by 4.
Marcus Thornton.
Wide open. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. 11 seconds left now here in the second. And Beverly kicks to McDaniels. To end the run. Here's Jones. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so that brings the first half to a close. Suns lead by 6. And we'll be back right after halftime.